impressions. Now, those are very broad generalizations, but generalizations are useful. Not every member of the elite will precisely conform to the general characteristics of the elite, nor every normal precisely conform to the general characteristics of the normals. But in general, those generalizations are generally sound. Within each broad caste, you will find further divisions. While most of the elite holds to a center-left political ideology, enough so that sometimes as you listen to this audiobook, you will see that it is almost identical. There are members of the elite who lean to the right. It gets interesting when class loyalty clashes with ideology, and you often see people prioritize the premises and assumptions of their class over their alleged political ideology. That's where the tiresome Never Trump contingent comes in. When you see alleged conservative and noted cruise shiller Bill Kristol tweet about how he hopes the mandarins in the bureaucracy will step in to neutralize the policy choices of our elected president, you see someone ditching his putative conservatism in favor of class solidarity. And it probably does not hurt that if his fellow elites were to succeed, Captain Kristol and his crew would stand a return to the positions of relative prestige they held before the normals tired of Conservative Incorporated's inability or unwillingness to win and elected Donald Trump. Normals is not a synonym for conservative. The normals tend to be center-right if you have to place them on the political spectrum, but that's mostly because traditional American values like faith, family, and patriotism have become identified with center-right politics as liberals have either stopped defending them or abandoned them altogether. However, normals do embrace some concepts that ideological conservatives, like me, consider heresies, such as doubts about free trade. Further, some normals are on the left. There were normals who supported Bernie Sanders. They feel the high and mighty are giving them a raw deal, and many of them chose Trump over Hillary Clinton for just that reason. The normals embrace traditional Main Street values, faith, family, and patriotism, and a sense that America and Americans must be the priority. This puts normals in conflict with an elite that has eschewed traditional patriotism, for at best a kind of ironic detachment from outright manifestations of it. The flag waving they find so déclassé. And at worst, an idea that they are citizens of the world, immune from the crude nationalism you will find should you be forced to venture west of I-95. When your central image of yourself is not as an American, then why would you put either America's or Americans' interest before anywhere or anyone else's? The tension between the elite and the normals arose largely because today's elite no longer shares such core values, even if, like the Kennedys, they merely pretended to do so for public consumption. And because the elite no longer respects the normals as the reservoir of those values. Back in the 40s, Hollywood made movies extolling the normals as the source of those values. It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, anyone? But no longer. Starting in the 60s, the young members of the elite began to reject those traditional values. This sparked a conflict both with the older elite and with the normals, who struck back in the guise of Nixon's silent majority. The elite today are the heirs of those elite rebels from the 60s. But unlike previous generations of the elite, this generation is imbued with the anti-Western Marxist poison they learned in academia thanks to the faculty acolytes of the Frankfurt School. For a closer look at those monsters, see Michael Walsh's essential books, The Devil's Pleasure Palace, The Cult of Critical Theory and the Subversion of the West, and The Fiery Angel, Art, Culture, Sex, Politics, and the Struggle for the Soul of the West. And because of this, combined with their own class prejudices and the temptation to preserve and enhance the privilege and power that comes with their status, the elite has allowed itself to believe that the normals are mindless racist bigots, bewitched with religious nonsense and an irrational love of firearms. Class membership has thereby become a moral test, and the normals fail. Today's elite hates the normals, hates them, and it acts accordingly. Except the normals have noticed, and they are starting to hate the elite right back. Chapter 1. The Sleeping Giant Awakens, and boy, is he pissed off. I did not start out as a